see what Sub has here?
I didn't get to pay attention, but
Okay,
I feel like Sub... Yeah. Definitely doesn't have cold shoulder equipped because nobody's going to equip cold shoulder because you don't want to give up slide. Why? Why would you not want slide? Maybe it's axe and amplified ice ball. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah, pretty common. Yeah, for sure.
All right, breaking away.
We haven't seen anything. Oh, grab out of the corner. Okay, interesting. Getting the mix-ups right. Waz staying very safe. There it is. The deep freeze comes into play. So it's deep freeze and ice axe. Looking for the hit confirm, but Waz just takes the
Oh man, Sub-Zero's jump in one with his arm extended all the way down is very, very tough to deal with. I mean, oh man, look at that range. He is so familiar with this matchup, so familiar with the fact that, you know, at that range, it's his turn to swing, and he can even swing with something as slow as forward 2, which, you know, acts as a mix-up all in itself. It does hit as an overhead. It is very unsafe, but, you know, at that range, you know, almost nobody's expecting it. Tries to go for a deep freeze there, thinking that Frost may be going for some kind of backdash, but instead Frost can confirm some good combos herself. Lazinator looking great here, displaying this incredible execution, staggering with the mid and backing off. Not trying to take too many risks here, waiting for Sub-Zero. Oh man, that was extremely risky.
Right there. Yeah, I mean, talking about no risks from Waz, but definitely some risks in overhead and low from Swazi. He's caught in the corner, has to play D versus these Ice Augers. That said, just like that, it's the big change, and now Waz is in trouble. Sure, big life lead, but just a couple of mix-ups away, it's not going to happen. But you can never feel comfortable versus Sub when he has you cornered.
No, it's definitely not fun. I mean, he doesn't have Ice Clone in this, but like, it's
right.
very...
It's for a different reason, right? It's not just because you're not frozen in there. He doesn't put you in jail. He's just going to mix you up.
Exactly. Big jump in here from Lazinator. It's not really, he's not committing to that full string because he knows that, you know, Swazi is very squirmy and he doesn't want to commit into something and be, you know, recovering. So you're seeing a lot of staggers here with the mid, and Waz is just kind of waiting and looking for the perfect opportunity. And there it is, a good hit confirmed with some good damage. Takes her all the way to the corner and just melds out that up 3 on the wake up. Lazinator looking incredible here. All chip. It was going to be a down 1, most likely into the spinner.
Yeah, so much chip on that. That's legit. But didn't even need it. So Frost here for Waz takes it, and I really like watching how his Frost plays because it's not just about pressure nor just about defense. There's this interesting mid-range that he hides out a lot, where he puts out the shield as well, right? Typically you'll see people back off to a range where they know that the opponent can't punish when they put out shield, but he put out shield at mid-range a bunch. Now, obviously he's looking for something like Ice Ball, right? But I like that he's confident at that range, that he backs off to that range. She does have really fast ways to get back in and stab in, right? The super fast high on the 2, down 4's got great range for her. She has the Ice Augers as well. So in fact, we're just going to see a straight up switch from Swazi from the Sub over to the Johnny, which is what we saw before, and it definitely looked really good.
Yeah, I don't know if he picked Sub specifically for Frost. I mean, he was looking okay in that first round before Waz made the necessary adjustments, but looks like here we're going to be utilizing Rising Star, Pissed Off, which is, you know, as you said before, rather more of a favorite, and Throwing Shades. Throwing Shades is going to be his access to a lot of damage once he's into that Fatal Blow territory, where he can go into the Fatal Blow dash campaigns.
It's the same variation that we saw from him before, and he looked really good on it.
Yeah, no, he definitely did.
Space control coming from Waz here. Oh, what a jump timing right there by Swazi. Will Waz break? Finally does.
Yeah, jumping against a character like Frost is very, very dangerous. She's got one of the most consistent anti-airs with her down 3. Very tough to deal with. So, you know, that was a very well thought out and well calculated jump. He's not just jumping in like a crazy person.
Okay, chance to chase. Yep, Johnny's in there. Well,
Tries to go for a down 2. Not sure if he thought that, you know, he was going to go for a breakaway, but actually decided to hold on to the bar. Maybe looking to utilize some rising star pressure to get that last little bit of damage here in this last 30%. But you cannot move when Frost has Fatal Blow. That thing reaches from full screen so fast. So you got to think twice about committing to a button, a projectile. That could be death easily.
Keep it up. Not quite. Still pressure though here for Squazzy. Yes, who does get it?
Yeah, because of that last patch and the universal change to down ones, a lot of down one conversions have gotten a lot tougher. And I feel like I still see players, you know, adjusting to that change, especially in the corner there, because it's not something that you really practice. It's kind of something that develops over time from playing so many different games, and now we have to kind of relearn it again. Down four.
A slight bit of here. Yeah, came in for the grab. Oh, out of the corner. Okay.
Yeah, he went for the throw base. You know, it's tough when you give your opponent way too much credit. You're like, oh no, he's gonna know I'm throwing him into the corner. Let me throw him out, and it's like he didn't even see that coming.
Right, yeah.
Oh, down 2. That could have been a huge whip punish here from Waz, but Waz wasn't ready for it. Maybe he thought he wasn't there in time. Again, super well calculated jump in here from Swazi.
Wow, what a whip punish right there by Waz, who did not get the rest. But he just keeps putting up this wow, there's the anti-air that you were just discussing. That down 3 is legit. Can he get a whip punish in here for the round? I think so. Right there is Swazi.
Definitely.
You can't feel comfortable at that range, you know, versus Johnny. He just has such great ways to dance his way in from a good 1/3 to half screen so quickly.
Now, why aren't we seeing? Wasn't Swazi on stream teabagging before? Are we seeing a little different mindset in this player right now? I mean, a little bit less at ease and more like, oh man, this is it. This is the nitty gritty.
Right.
I mean, obviously we know who Wazinator is. You know, I gotta stay sharp. No joking around, no messing around. That Johnny Cage is looking great. A lot of great forward advancing moves, and you know, a lot of times Frost isn't counting on things like that. And right there at the end, Waz thought. I don't think Waz knew he was taking a big risk in that scenario, but Johnny Cage was able to punish, getting right under that auger, and you know, being able to just hit confirm right into a fatal blow, no problem. Enough damage. And those are the fatal blows that hurt me the most, when I'm like above 30% and my opponent is below 30%, and I get comboed and they hit confirm into fatal blow and I lost. Why did I lose?
Yeah,
because I had more health. That one hurt. Those hurt a lot, and I feel like in some scenarios you see people like purposely take the hit just to get the fatal blow. Rising Star. Ooh, Waz wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, and for Waz, it's not easy to play at this range. I mean, it feels like that's a range where typically I like how Frost does. I was saying that before. But Johnny's ability to get in there right after this down 4, right? Those are long buttons. The down 4, the back 2, that sort of stuff. Those are lengthy ones, right? They're not going to come out quickly, and they have quite some whiff recovery as well.
Yeah. If you're on point, you can definitely whip punish those if you're on point. I mean, they're not the slowest things in the world, but you know, just like every other button in this game, it's got some recovery frames. Okay, Waz digging deep here for a back throw to kind of just keep everybody in the neutral here, right in the middle. Oh, that could have been a huge whip punish. That could have been huge.
Wazi's still on the chase. And his own fireballs have actually been so important. Now,
he really knows how to throw.
Look at the time now, 7 seconds.
Oh yeah, no time left at all.
That's gonna do it. Look at that. Wazi, all he needs to do is just back off. Yeah, nothing at all.
It's good to be
the throw animation
really like that by Wazi.
Too long.
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. Exactly.
Just block. Don't even go for the throw tech. And that's all about managing all these different aspects. Managing your opponent's meter, the time, the life lead. It looks like Swazi was looking for some kind of neutral duck there, and that mid from Frost was able to connect. Speaking of mids, good hit confirm here from Blazinator, keeping him grounded as long as possible, and he is opting not to go for breakaway. Interesting choice here, and I think Waz needs to kind of take note of that. Take note of the fact that, this is somebody who's willing to die with his meter because he wants it for Rising Star. Just in case it does get blocked, he wants to be able to amplify it to keep it nice and safe. The back throw to just kind of shut off all movement here from Frost, putting her up against the ropes here. Down one into the Rising Star. Again, such a great tool to kind of just like poke and poke and poke. But this time Swazi forced to come off that breakaway, and he's going to be recovering for a long time before he gets those bars back.
That last hit did connect, just didn't expect. The cancel in, and now Swazi is very dangerous. So is Waz. As his own fatal blow is in play. Comes in for the grab. Escape failed, which could come up if he takes this round. Just try to put up some walls. 12 seconds left. 11 seconds left. Can Johnny get in there in time? The hit. It's not enough.
Oh my god, he flawless blocked 5.
And I love the choice. Is it enough in time? No, it's not.
Oh, it was so close. It was so close. Not only that, but also Swazi, he flawless blocked that jump in from Frost, and he tried to up 2, but the game made like the sound. So he actually didn't have the bar just quite yet, but just out of, oh man, if he had the bar, if it happened like a half a second later, it would have been enough, and that could have easily gotten him that round, gotten him that game. Down to the wire here.
Kind of pressure, kind of caging a little bit. Okay, backing off slightly. Remember, he does have the crushing blow throw. Not there. And Waz has tried with the whip punish there several times. Swazi's in.
Oh, tries to hit that knee. This is looking like curtains for Swazi. It's not going to kill him, but it's going to be very, very close. He does have the ability to come back with that Johnny Cage throwing shade, but unfortunately, yeah, not an easy character.
Remind you. Yeah, exactly. Can I remind you that when I asked Wasminator for a quote that we should say on the air from him, what he said was, "Please let me anti-air." This guy plays Frost and Jade, and he's talking about anti-airs. Look at this. Down 3 to the rescue, as we've seen a few times throughout the set. It is one of the best anti-airs in the game.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the better ones. Some people argue and say that Terminator's is a little bit better, but I feel like it's a little easier to see it, successfully from Frost, especially if she like anti-airs you and you're in the corner.
That's like the same category, right? Like there are these couple of down 3s that do that, but there aren't that many of them, and Frost is one of the characters that has that kind of option.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, shoutouts to Waz for complaining about anti-airs and then winning with an anti-air.
It's so good. I mean, she doesn't get all the damage in the world, which I get. I can see some of the frustration out of there, but a lot of people don't. All those block up 2s require one resource of defensive and offensive, so you really can't get much damage off of those either.
Swazi on
nice little poke here.
Often seen here, and he got there in time.
Yeah, that was a bold.
Into the corner. Nice. It's going to be Swazi pressuring here. Waz has been jumpy, and there it is. He's jumped. He waited for just a quick second, to his credit, but then he jumped out as soon as he could.
His credit. All right, leading to a lot of damage. Nut punching, amplifying it for a big juggle. Now in the corner, going into the pissed off, thinking that he was possibly going to go for the armor breaker there at the end, but I don't think it mattered, and I don't think Waz wanted to take that risk. I think he kind of wanted to just chalk up this round as a loss and focus on the next one, the next task at hand, if you will.
That is really good for Johnny, though, that he has that threat of the armor breaker in those situations, though.
Yeah.
And even if they don't break, you get a lot of damage, right? Some armor
you definitely. No, you definitely get some good damage here. Oh, goes for the throw escape. Maybe a little too predictable with the forward throw here. Waz totally on point, totally, you know, in control, but right now losing a lot of life and not a huge, not a lot of opportunities for him to make this comeback. He can start with Fatal Blow, but right now I'm going to start it off with a regular back throw. Deciding to
started it off by dashing forward after being grabbed. You know, he began the pressure immediately because he knows he needs stuff here. Running out of time though. Okay, air to air. Will that be a break? No, not yet. And Chip comes to the rescue right there for Swazi. So ties it up 2-2. This is a very close set.
I wonder if it's even, you know, again, it's Swazi's playing completely different here. I mean, we saw a different character attempt before with Sub-Zero. He had one good round, but I think Johnny Cage is the character for him. I mean, I'm seeing it in his anti-air conversions. I'm seeing it in all the challenges with, you know, down 4, whether that's a down 4 before the startup or down 4 post startup, or I'm sorry, during recovery frames. You know, this is the character. He just seems so comfortable. Like, he knows when to press his buttons. When he's in range, when he's out of range, and this is what I love seeing. I love seeing it. You know, a lot of people are saying they're looking at this top 8 bracket and they're like, oh, whatever, it's just Wazinator. He's just going to win because he always wins because he's the best in the Oceania region. But it's close, man. It is very, very close. And every day, if you're willing to put in the work, and especially after this, you know, this pandemic, a lot of people were confined to their own homes. And what are you going to do when you got, you know, Mortal Kombat 11 with one of the best net codes out there in the fighting game community? You're going to play. Whether you're going to play on Combat League to, you know, sweat against Wi-Fi Scorpions, or whether you're going to play, you know, some casuals with the real Wi-Fi Scorpion, it's totally up to you. But there's definitely multiple ways of getting really good at this game. And right now I'm seeing a shift here in the tide. Swazi is looking incredible.
By the way, shout out to the New Zealand scene, who is actually going back to having locals now. I mean, that's have fun out there, everybody. I am very happy for you. So it seemed like Waz was thinking about switching up variation for character, and ended up not. It's going back to the same variation here in this winners finals to see who gets into grands on the winner's side. A lot of points on the line here. Yep, just putting up that wall at the down 4 range. Waz has been comfortable there.
He has been comfortable, a little too comfortable. So right there in that scenario, Swazi knew the forward throw was the way to go. Rolling out, and does he get thrown back into the corner? Yes, little neck break, little corpse throw.
Waz is very focused on jumping out. Yes, up 3 that time when he got out there. Okay, was harassing a little bit. Directly back into Swazi. Oh. So close. Chip, yes. And it's match point Swazi here to get in the grand finals versus Waz.
Being in that grand finals on the winner's side is definitely a lot more comfortable. I mean, you're a little bit more reserved. You got a little breathing room, a little room for error. Tries to go for that down 3 anti-air, but you know, I think if he stuck out a button, it would have gotten punished or would have gotten anti-aired, but because he didn't, showed a little bit of reservation. Just kind of was able to keep control here. A lot of pokes in the favor of Swazi. Swazi's looking great. Wazinator, you gotta dive in deep. You gotta dig deep if you want to try to make this comeback. Here it starts.
That may be the start as he gets the fail on escape. He does need to pressure a little bit more. It can't just be about this mid-range wall that Swazi has been able to get through. Gotta see something more from Waz here. Whip punish, and he does, but not for anything. Unfortunately, the augers are too far.
Possibly ground for his throw here. Yeah, he didn't want it to be too obvious.
And you know, Swazi has been very patient, in fact. Like when it has been Waz's turn, oh, big chance. Big chance here for Waz. Not going to be enough to kill. He needs a reset. That's what he went for. Maybe trying for the grab, throw, mix. Look at the time now. 14 on the clock as Swazi has the life lead and plus frames. 8 seconds on the clock. Waz is in huge trouble. I don't think he's going to get it at this point. Swazi just backdashes, and why not? The Hail Mary fatal blow doesn't matter. Swazi takes it, sending Waznator to the losers. As you said, Waz was the person everybody was looking at as the biggest favorite here. And certainly he's had so much success nationally and internationally, but Swazi looks super strong, enough to get into grand finals on winner's side.
Very, very strong there. I mean, you just gotta, and also think about this set. Think about the fact that Swazi, I don't want to say gave up a game, but he did go into this set trying Sub-Zero. Wasn't successful at all, and he was able to win. You know, after Sub-Zero, he was able to win this set 3-1. Is that something that he's going to be taking into consideration going into the grand finals, knowing that it's most likely going to be Waznator coming back? You know, if you were a betting man saying that, not trying to discourage anyone that has to unfortunately play Waznator in the losers finals, but that's something to consider because it's not over. It's not done. Swazi knows that, you know, if it's not Waznator coming back into grand finals, it's going to be somebody who is strong enough to beat Waznator. So it's something you got to consider in the long game. Like, don't go for the Sub-Zero pick. But the other thing too is that Waz knows that, and he knows that, you know, maybe maybe Jade is the answer. I don't know, but that was really, really impressive play here from Swazi, and I love seeing the underdog come out in that situation. You know,
definitely,
just to kind of,
and you know what Wallace had to say about Swazi before, when I asked him just a little bit of a spiel on each player here, was that Swazi is very new. He's new to the scene. He's been playing MK11 for a while, but new to the scene compared to most of the players here, and already has a variety of characters. We've already seen a couple of them. Is always a threat to go up against, right? That was what Waz had to say in advance, and
yeah,
absolutely right on all counts so far. Swazi's looking really good.
Yeah, you got to wonder where somebody's competitive edge came from. But again, huge shout outs to the merchandise that you guys can check out here on the Amazon store, amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. You guys can rep your realm here. We have merch for for all these different regions. You can get some Scorpion merch, Melina merch, or Sub-Zero. So again, if you want to represent what you love, the community that you've been a part of for so long, or just starting today, or maybe you've been a long-time Mortal Kombat fan, there is some merch in the store for you. So check it out and show your love. Show your love. It definitely helps with everything that you see here. We're talking about the production. We're talking about funding tournaments, everything. So show some love to the boys over at Mortal Kombat/NRS, and rock it out. Rock it loud.
Well, we are going down to the losers side, where up next we are going to have Wi-Fi Scorpion versus Bajiga. This is to see who gets into losers finals, where we know that Waz is hanging out.
Yeah.
So what do we got here on deck? We've seen Wi-Fi Scorpion running the same variation of Scorp each time. Bajiga has had a couple of characters we've seen. What's the choice versus Scorpion in this instance here?
I don't know. Looks like right now
from Melbourne, I believe is the proper pronunciation.
They'll let us know. They'll let us know.
It's not. I know.
It looks like right now he's
good old Melbourne. You know it. In Victoria.
You know it.
Down south there. All right, what do we got from Bajiga?
Bajiga, no, he's the one that's locked into Liu Kang. It looks like Wi-Fi Scorpion was thinking, maybe not Scorpion. He is switching over to Fujin, which, we were told he is familiar with. So this isn't a character that he's picking out of nowhere, despite his name is Wi-Fi Scorpion and not Wi-Fi Fujin. Let's see what he has. What does he have equipped there? I'm trying to see it in full screen.
It's the Arsenal Warp Beetle Skywalker. Okay, so some pretty conventional stuff. There's some weird things that Fujin has. Some very, very cool, unique moves that you can bring in if you'd like to. Very funky setups that he has. But this is one that is a little bit more conventional and certainly is strong. Strong character right here.
Yeah, a little bit more to the point. Airwalker has incredible mobility, combo potential. So you can just you can amplify it and pop your opponent up for a combo from certain strings, certain scenarios. But again, Fujin is a very, in my opinion, is a very high execution character. A little tough to get used to all his B&Bs. Beautiful reversal punish here. He's definitely going to think twice about completing that string.
Yeah. Wow! Shoutouts to the Warp Needle Amp right there coming to the rescue. As Bajiga escapes the corner, can he flawless? He does! And just like that, the reversal of fortune here. Wi-Fi Scorpion does have 2 bars, but he's stuck in the corner. I did not want to let any of that go in.
No, he wanted a challenge right away because he knew what that challenge meant for him. That challenge meant round secured. But right now he's getting kind of red here in the corner over and over again. Liu Kang successfully. Oh, never mind. As soon as I said that, I jinxed him, but he dropped the combo. Doesn't matter. American Reset. He's gonna keep it going as he just wakes up into no block at all. Big punish here from Liu Kang after that forward roll, getting right through it in invincible fashion.
Oh man, these big what a giant read! What did he just do? A meaty down 2? It did not work out, and Wi-Fi Scorpion with the big damage punish.
Oh, that was scary because by itself it's definitely unsafe.
Wi-Fi Scorpion took both of those rounds, and I gotta tell you, in that second round right there, Bajiga had the Oki, he had the knockdown. And my memory of it is that he went up there and did a meaty, or maybe it was like slightly after meaty, down 2, and it whiffed for anything. And wow, very interesting choice.
I think he was so sure that he was going to press wake up buttons, so he was trying to down 2 cash in.
I mean, it's
because he had the corner. Yeah, no, huge read. But if your opponent's in the corner, like gigantic read. The biggest of all reads. But if your opponent's in the corner, that's going to be a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Every character has different optimals. If that down 2 is in the corner with your opponent in the corner, rather than just in mid-screen, where they fall from gravity or they fall out of the combo a lot easier, a lot quicker. Looks like Bajiga is highlighting Joker, which we did see a little bit of earlier in today's broadcast. And
that was the character that we saw when Bajiga was in versus Waz. Didn't end up broken out, but we still both liked a lot of what we saw. And it's still Kapow with Batsy Pew Pew. I think is that the low one?
Yeah, that should be the low one. I don't think it replaces anything. Yeah, the low shooty gun. The Kapow replaces the Bird Boy beatdown, which eliminates a lot of the mix-up for Joker. It's very unsafe mix-up, but look at this damage here. It does drop the end of that combo, though. How unfortunate. Now, I'm interested in seeing why he would choose the low-fat gun for a character like Fujin, who is so mobile, and I feel like he can just airwalk and get right in, possibly even dive.
You can't do it
low,
right? He can't slide underneath that. I would imagine he can't slide underneath that.
No, I don't think so. He can slide under a lot of things, but I don't think that is one of them. That's the second time he's dropped that combo, but the second part of that string connects anyway, because his opponent is not, because Bajiga is not expecting him to drop the combo. People make mistakes, especially online. Like, mistakes happen, no problem. Don't give your opponent too much credit.
We saw the flawless on the very first one of those. Haven't seen it again, but here's Bajiga with good damage. As always comes out of Kapow. And yeah, when does he set up the Batsy Pew Pew? We've seen it only one time so far.
Yeah, it's not really doing much for him here. That's a great hit confirmed there. Big jumping kick into the forward 2. He's waiting for it. He was 100% just waiting for it. He's like, come on, where's dive kick?
Yeah.
Why was he on that side? I don't even think he knew he was on that side.
Didn't quite have the offensive bar. It was so close, but it's okay. Comes back swinging in. Bajiga takes it.
I mean, what move can Fujin do to try to punish the boxing glove?
I'm not sure if he has one.
Yeah, maybe needle, but I don't think it's fast enough. So I think boxing glove's gonna help a lot in this matchup.
Here we go. Whatever he wants, as Wi-Fi Scorpion does not have the defensive bar. Yeah, there's the damage. And wakes up with the jump. Ooh, buddy. Can you get a punish? In fact, yes. Offensive bars are available. Nice read. Bajiga's in big trouble. Even chip may be a problem. Well, there you go.
He hit
Bajiga
no bar. No bar whatsoever, and you need a full defensive bar to be able to not get chipped out for one hit. But that wasn't the case. He knew that the only thing he could have possibly done was delay wake up. So he was just on point when it came to the Oki game. He knew what strings to press, and it worked out for him. A great pick here for Bajiga. I don't see the Batsy Pew Pew doing too much in this, but I do see just Joker in general, like his buttons are doing a good job of handling anything Fujin's throwing at him, and overall just patience. I think Wi-Fi Scorpion's more than likely going to go back to Scorpion. Yeah. So it looks like he's using
Burning Spectre as well.
Burning Spectre. Now the difference with that one. Okay, no. This is the one that he's been using. Yeah, he's been using Burning Spear. He might have just not renamed it and just like changed it to that.
Burning Spear. Okay, there you go.
He mixed you up. He wasn't even playing.
Yeah, I saw the whole part of the name except the last two letters. Yeah.
All right, Boxing Glove pushes Scorpion to the corner, but we all know how easily Scorpion can get out of that corner. Nice little teleport, can do it. Beautiful whiff punish before the end of that back two string comes out.
Here's the pressure that we need to see from Wi-Fi Scorpion. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, some of the Joker's normal tools are not going to be very successful here.
Ooh, down to Crushing Blow, a lot of damage. Able to get something going even with that hit of armor.
Dash throw first before the grab, and now how to seal it. You can't feel comfortable about putting out a Jack-in-the-Box or about putting out the Batsy Pew Pew. Back two, and there's Wi-Fi Scorpion with the confirmed directly into Fatal Blow.
He is so good at using Fatal Blow. I feel like 90% of the Fatal Blows we've seen in today's broadcast have all been from Wi-Fi Scorpion. And like, I don't know if that just speaks volumes as to like what he is as a player, or just how good Scorpion's normals are for hit confirming, but I love seeing it here. Utilizing everything he possibly can. Good block confirmed there, but he ducks under the throw, and it's going to be huge damage here. Beautiful side switch from Bajiga.
I still got a lot of damage on that as well. And Wi-Fi Scorpion's in trouble in this round. Can he punish? I guess not.
Yeah, I don't think teleport is fast enough. I mean, it might be, but you know what? Scorpion does have equipable moves that might be fast enough. That Demon Dash might be able to punish that, but we'll discover that for another day. Beautiful spear here from Scorpion, trying to get some kind of shimmy here, trying to get him to bite, possibly try to react to the back one, but unfortunately goes for the throw, makes the forward throw to keep him away from the corner. Just a little more insurance on that decision. Not necessary, but you can't take too many precautions.
Wow, down two after getting hit. Okay, going for the big reads. And
he did it again!
He did.
What a maniac! He said, hey, it worked the first time, why not?
He just barely escaped the back three. That was such great positioning.
Yeah, Wi-Fi Scorpion loves back three. He loves back three so much. Nice little short hop. Little added mix-up flavor. Good block of the low, knowing that the Bird Boy beatdown is not equipped. Oh, not close enough there to get the punish. I wonder if he can teleport. I feel like he might be able to just raw teleport, but that, again, in itself is so dangerous.
The idea of the whiff punish there was strong. He just wasn't quite at the right positioning for it. And now in dashing in for the grab. Wow, what a correct choice. Bajiga goes up 2 games to 1 here versus Wi-Fi Scorpion. Yeah, not being able to punish the Kapow does seem like a pretty big bump.
Yeah,
Not everybody
definitely
can. Not everybody can.
No, they're definitely not. If you're not as mobile, or you know your mobile move isn't as fast, it's not going to be, you know, something that you can shut off. So you know, it turns into, in certain matchups for Joker, it turns into like a why not move. Like, do it, cool. If they got hit, combo for me. If they didn't get hit and they blocked it, no big deal. I have to block maybe for a second, or maybe I can backdash and I don't have to block at all because they're so far away from me. You know, and maybe that's where his low bat gunshot comes into play in terms of, you know, complementary abilities where, you know, you can back off, build a little space, and then throw out and tack on that chip damage. But I don't think it's. I think he just happens to be locked onto that ability. I don't think it's going to help him in a matchup where, you know, Scorpion can teleport. Like, he can see him drop the doll, he can see the guns being shot out,
Right. Yeah.
and then he can kind of just teleport and get a full combo. So you're not going to see Batsy Pew Pew very much at all. But if he does somehow lose this match, I'm pretty sure he's going to be going for at least a variation change.
Well, Watts felt that he was one of the best players in Australia even before this. It's what the word that he gave us was, and we're definitely seeing that now. Okay, I really like the timing to wake up with stand 1-1 right there. What a clearance. And again, back into the corner. As you said, that's something he really likes, going in for that overhead.
Loves it. Loves going for that overhead.
And it's pretty good.
I'm going to see overhead, get blocked, micro duck. Oh, what a conversion here.
And he gets, did he? Wow, okay, huge read as well. These guys are both swinging big time when it comes to dealing with the opponent's wake up, or with the opponent's throw, I should say. They've both really gone for that.
Yeah, but
he's definitely just buffering in because he doesn't think he can be punished. Right? He's just doing forward one into it.
Just do it. There's no reason not to do it. If your opponent isn't punishing it, I mean, whether it's possible to get punished or not, that's yet to be determined. But if they're not doing it, just why not? What are you going to do about it? Nice jack in the box. Trying to swing right after some advantageous frames. Oh my god, that was it, but he didn't commit to the micro duck. If he committed to the micro duck, it would have been a combo. Oh,
could have been a big difference for sure. But Bajiga has a life lead now. Scorpion trying to get in there. Oh, I love the button right there from Bajiga. And stealing some frames, pushing his opponent into the corner. Big whip punish opportunity. Yes. And into fatal. And as much damage proration as there's going to be, not gonna matter. This is going to be 2 games to 2. So now the question is Bajiga's the matchup that he wants? Because we saw him go to Joker to deal with Fujin. Now he's got his choice. Does he stick with Joker or does he go somewhere else?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't see him sticking with this exact variation either. Scorpion's just too mobile. Can you get away with the boxing glove? It seems so. Right now, it seems like the boxing glove is, at the very least, a very tough punish for Scorpion. So boxing glove might stay if he decides to go this route, or he can go back to the character that he initially started with, that he was more than likely anticipating against by Scorpion.
What do we got? Lou?
Yeah, he was locked into Liu Kang. This was, I remember the character select screen now. It was Wi-Fi Scorpion. Wasn't sure if he wanted to go Scorpion or somebody else, while Bajiga was 100% committed, like, I'm going Liu Kang. This is the character I picked. But it just didn't do well against the Fujin. So, what do we have here? The nunchuck stance, which is what gives him the throw, overhead, or low options. Right afterwards, the low fireball, which I think it's almost essential. The fact that it only takes up 1 slot is so good for. Yeah, it is so good for Liu Kang's tool set. It really complements his forward 4-3 really well.
And the command grab, I think, is really, really good for him, too. Most of the loot that I'm seeing have both the low and the command grab.
Yeah. Definitely some bang for your buck. All right, gets the bicycle kicks going here in the corner, trying to fulfill that crushing blow requirement. A lot of stand fours here coming out of Wi-Fi Scorpion, optimizing.
In that well, no hit confirm, and then busts through with the fatal blow. Now he's going to need to do a little bit more to take the round.
Say a lot more. I mean, that's 2 throws.
Yep, immediate teleport right there as soon as Wi-Fi Scorpion got up, and he's at match point. Again, the only person he's lost to so far is Waz. So he could play again if he wins this next round. Here it is.
Punish. What a punish. What a side switch, but not expecting the up 3 was Bajiga, but is able to kind of successfully hit that nunchuck stance over and over again here, this time with the command grab. Gonna hit him with lots of mids here. Now Liu Kang is one of the best with those mids, but watch out because he will commit to some highs for some plus frames, and that's where that down 2 comes in for the crushing blow. A lot of damage here, and just like that, Wi-Fi Scorpion is back into this round. He could win the whole set right here. He doesn't have to wait for the next round. He doesn't have to give this up. He gave up the down 2 crushing blow, but I think it's worth it.
Huge risk. That was a tournament life right there. Huge risk to take. And Bajiga does in fact do it. Okay, it's match point for both. Who will play against Wasminator in losers finals?
Let's see. Spacing here from Scorpion. Forward 3's got to be one of the best staggers.
Even stronger. Okay, throws hips.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. He doesn't have breakaway. He doesn't have breakaway, and it hurts. Back into the corner, 32%. Wi-Fi Scorpion in a great position, literally working on a flawless, but right now that is over. Getting caught there by the back throw, 13% down. Only a little bit more to go here. What a conversion from the low fireballs, but Wi-Fi Scorpion poking out of a bad situation, waking up immediately with that down 1. But Bajiga in full control. Here comes the mids.
He's got huge damage potential here. Oh, he didn't. My bad. It's gonna be one more. The grab is dead. Wi-Fi Scorpion lives, but not the second time. Bajiga waltzes right back in for the grab to seal it. And while he wants his opponent to know all about it, Bajiga has qualified for losers play against Squad.
Oh man, what a back and he was literally he was on the verge of a flawless until he got thrown into the corner, and it just went all downhill from there for Wi-Fi Scorpion. I mean, it's sometimes you just cannot let up. I mean, he had the crushing blow loaded, back throws for great Oki, great corner positioning, and I think he just got like a little too comfortable. I think he just got like, oh, come on. I was about to flawless this guy. Like, I got this, no problem. And it was just wrong decision after wrong decision, or right decision after right decision, depending on whose eyes you're looking at it from. But oh man, that I thought he had it. I thought it was done. I thought it was over. I'm like, this is a flawless. Like, this guy is done. He's checked out. And you really got to give it up to someone for a competitor to have that mental fortitude to say, like, no, I don't care that I'm down, 90%. Like, I will make this comeback, and he did it. I mean, granted, Liu Kang had some of the best comeback potentials with those crushing blows, but it's still, you got to work for that. You got to work for those.
Of course, he had to make a bunch of right decisions to do it, and he did. So, congrats to him for moving forward. Again, both of those players have only lost versus Waz before this match, so it was going to be a run back either way. Now we know it's going to be Waz versus Bajiga, which is the match that we saw right at the beginning of this top 8. We could check out the bracket here. We'll show you who has made top 3. Losers finals will be Waz versus Bajiga. 2 Australians, 1 from Sydney, that's Waz. 1 from Melbourne, that's Bajiga. And then Swazi hanging out in Auckland, waiting to see which of these 2 Aussies he's got to play. Feeling comfy up there. Well, that's what we're going to have next, everybody. Stay around.
That's right.
We will have the top 3 coming up very shortly.
Hello. Welcome back. This is the top 3 of Interkontinental Kombat here in Oceania, where you see the best Australian and New Zealand players. My name is Darth Arm. I'm joined by Ultra David yet again over on this side. Ooh, I got it right. It is tough. That is tough.
Nailed it.
Think about it. So we got the top 3, and if you guys are just joining us, it is a little different than most people were expecting. Obviously, Wazinator being the great player that he is, everyone's just kind of, oh, it's Wazinator all the way. But unfortunately for Wazinator, he actually got defeated by Swazi in the winners finals, and Swazi is sitting pretty here on the grand finals and has to play the winner of the losers finals between Bajiga and Waz. Bajiga we saw make incredible run here through the loser side, starting in losers round 2, but still able to just kind of keep the composure, know that, you know, the first loss was to Waz. It was definitely a tough loss, and I think Bajiga has kind of found, or could have possibly found, the confidence within those victories to run it back here with Waz. The first time it was 3-0, but it definitely wasn't super decisive in any of those 3-0s. There were very close matches. So I think Bajiga has learned a few things here and there, and I think he can do this. I think he can, you know, possibly make this comeback against Waz, but either way, it's going to be Australia versus New Zealand here in the grand finals, as we do have the lone New Zealander, or the Kiwi, here in the grand finals, representing and taking a minimum of second place. Let's see if he can solidify and get that victory. But first, we got to figure out who his opponent in the grand finals is going to be between Bajiga and Wazinator. Ultra David, are we going to see some more Frost? Or do you think Waz is going to go?
Question. Yeah, I would expect him to go back to Jade. That's what he played when they played at the beginning of this top 8, and he looked really good in doing it. He, you know, if you recall, just waited to see whether there was going to be a Jack-in-the-Box before he went to the purple stuff, but he might not be doing that at all. Right now, he has actually already clicked on Kitana. What are we doing here, folks?
I don't know what we're doing here.
We'll see. Just a reminder for everybody of what is on the line here. This is the first week of the many tournaments that we're going to have in each of the regions for Oceania, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, etc., right? And each week there are points on the line. Whoever gets the most points will be in the finals at the end. First place gets 350, second place gets 260, and third gets 230. So there's a pretty big jump between second and first, but actually not that huge of a jump between second and third right now. So it is in fact going to be Kitana for Waz. Not one of the characters that he mentioned he was thinking about playing, but here it is versus Joker. He's going to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he's picking a character...
He looked good as Jade.
Yeah. You know, he definitely did. It looks like right now we have equipped the Psy and the Low Fan. The Low Fan's going to do a great job of being able to apply that extra layer of mix-up. Strings that normally ended overheads can go into the lows. And the side toss is just kind of a very annoying move to deal with full rangers there. But great jump in from Bajiga, knowing that if you do hit Kitana before this side becomes active, it actually nullifies the side completely. What a conversion here, going a little bit further forward because of that amplify here. Waz trying to get a little tricky there, thinking that maybe he was going to press, maybe he was going to try to advance at the wrong time, so he decided to hold the side toss and go for a regular mid, but unfortunately Bajiga was just kind of ready. He said, I have a huge life lead, I have no reason to take a risk, no reason to get antsy. Here comes Jack-in-the-Box pressure. Wazinator fighting back with some amplified for
Bajiga for a little bit. He was looking really good in control, but Waz now just like that, and the roll actually into the corner. Wow! Nothing though for Waz. Could have been big. Out of the air, and Waz backs off a little bit. The style that Waz tends to have of more mid-range control-y type playstyle, but he's in here. Hoping to see a break.
Like yeah, he was looking for the breaker there, hoping to cash in big. But right now finds himself in a bad spot. He does have the interactable to jump off of if he so chooses to, but it might be a little too obvious of a decision. Oh,
yeah, had to get out of there ASAP in that combo. You know, it's going to be a lot of damage. But yeah, again, we have this kind of caging. Did you see the movement that Joker has available, that Bajiga used? There's so much damage here as well. No breakaway available.
Oh, trying to get as much damage as possible there. Oh my god, I don't know how that didn't get trip guard. It went right under Joker's cane. Had that been a mid, that could have been a completely different story here. Only 20 seconds left on the clock, so Waz out of options almost entirely here. And Bajiga feeling a little bit stronger here, looking a little bit more confident as he utilizes his Joker against Waz's Katana. But I think Waz might be in for a character change. Whether he goes to the Jade or the Frost pick, entirely up to him. But you know, you can't sleep on someone who just got through losers. You know, sometimes getting knocked into losers is you know, the kick in the rear that you need to kind of step up your game, to wake yourself up and be like, look, I can do this. I'm beating these other players that are in losers bracket. I lost to a tough player in the winner's side. I will be ready next time. And that's what Bajiga's showing us right here. Because, you know, obviously Waz does play Katana. He's not going to pick a character he doesn't know how to play in tournament with points on the line. Whether he sticks with Katana is a different story. I don't see him sticking.
You're probably right that I'm looking for Jade here. I think that may be the pick, because when they played at the beginning of this top 8, his Jade was so successful. He is going to go back to the same Katana. Wow, very interesting choice for a player who has looked great on Jade so far. Yeah. But you know, just doesn't believe in it here, I guess. And it's not like he's not taking this seriously. Again, when I asked him what he thought about Bajiga, he said, I would consider him one of the best here, and he has a really tough play style to deal with. So he certainly thinks highly of his opponent. He's not just doing it to do it. He thinks this is the right call, I guess.
Yeah. He definitely does. This could be a character that maybe he didn't play against Bajiga in casuals as much. Right now we're seeing the Batsy Pew Pew really working out here, as you know, Katana doesn't really have a straightforward teleport that acts super duper fast. You know, so it's tough to get around those low shots. Immediate forward throw here coming out of Bajiga, knowing that Wazinator was going to hold on to block after putting himself negative.
But we are seeing slowly the move back to the corner, like we saw in the last game. This kind of just, yeah, here it is, right? The hit comes. Surely a break? No, yeah, finally. But nevertheless, caught in the corner exactly where he was on the other stage, as Waz. No OS after the jump kick, but at least build some space to him in the corner. Not for long. Not for long. It feels like Bajiga is just pushing his opponent to the corner, and then, yeah, you know, Waz battles, surely, but each time, Bajiga comes back in with something like forward 1, something like stand 2, and just takes control again, just like here.
I also see Bajiga not fully, like, he's not diving in completely into the corner. Like here in this scenario for Oki, he is, but when it's a little bit more neutral, he's giving Waz breathing room because he doesn't want Waz to jump over him and get out of the corner.
Oh, Waz has got to settle down right now. This fast 2-0 at this point, where Bajiga in that game especially was a buzzsaw. Waz was trying to wake up. We saw wake up and it took counter hit, the button. We saw wake up, it didn't press counter hit. And I remember before we've been talking about how Waz has liked to do wake up jump, right? It's effective, you know, there's certainly a lot of mix-ups around it that make that effective, but it's not gonna work if you're always active on wake up, it's not gonna work. Waz is not always active on wake up, but in that round in particular, yeah, each time he was trying to do stuff, and each time Bajiga had the call correctly, and he's got a character who takes such great advantage of it with such big damage output. So now, what do you think, Darth Armament? Do you think that Waz is gonna stay Katana? Do you think he's gonna switch?
I think he's something's in his head that's telling him that, you know, this is the pick to go, but I feel like what happens to a lot of players is when the time to change was a game ago, and he doesn't want to change now. I mean, maybe he will. Yeah, looks like he's going Patreon. So both predictions.
Is he rocketing up the tier list? Rocketing up. Okay, what moves does he have here? What do we got?
I know we've been seeing a lot of the same three. It's a lot of teleport with earthquake and with the other move with the wind. The wind push is
Deadly Wind.
Yeah, wins. It's too good.
Exactly what he's got. Yeah, that is the most common set round that I've seen so far as well. Look at that. So unsatisfied everything. Katana, he's going to go to a character that has even more space control, even more mobility. And as you mentioned, you know, Katana can't... Well, okay. It's not going to matter if you still get dunked.
Definitely it's not going to matter. Yeah.
He's got this character with more effective space control. Teleport in if there's going to be a Batsy Pew Pew.
Yeah, the Batsy Pew Pew is definitely not going to pay out big in this matchup. Teleport to get out of there. Again, this time, I'm surprised she didn't jump and teleport, but hold on a second. Big crushing blow, going to lead to some good damage.
And because of that teleport, Water does not have defensive bar to try to mitigate that damage. So sure, Waz is running away, but he might need to end up doing more damage than he currently is. Bajiga just is walking and blocking. It's very classic stuff. He's not doing anything too wild on the approach. He's merely just walking and blocking. Not even walking right now. This man is hanging out on full screen versus Cetrion feeling comfortable.
Yeah, he doesn't want her to teleport out of the corner. And that's what he's waiting for. He's trying to trigger, you know, Waz to go for the teleport, but Waz is not biting. He said, I know you're looking for this, so I'm not going to do it.
What?
And that trade...
Did you see it go over the wall? Wow.
Not through.
That was so sick. Oh my god. Because that could have been a KB if it had gone through the wall. Anyway, it didn't happen. So that was amazing.
Yeah, if the wall got through, yeah, the Jack in the Box easily could have been a big crushing blow. A rather rare one, but, you know, a dynamic one nonetheless. Rock wall does get blocked.
Teleports out.
He's out of the corner.
But the problem is, again, if he gets hit now, okay, so 2-1-3 for the big punish.
Stand. Dashes out of there. Did you see that backdash, backdash, backdash? Just get me out of there. Get me away. I want my space. I want to zone. I want to control everything from this far away without taking too many hits. Down 4-2 rising wall. Very good stuff.
On the approach here. Finally!
Caught him jumping. Caught him jumping. Connecting that big
he's got to settle down. All of a sudden, Bajiga feels like he's moving quickly. Waz is taking advantage of that. Yeah, now all of a sudden we're seeing Bajiga run into some stuff. Not quite get some false block timings. Waz is definitely taking advantage of that stuff with a huge life lead and, in fact, the round. So Cetrion, look, he's got to win 3 straight with Cetrion. There's no possibility to switch at this point. But in that round especially, he looked good. I just hope that for Bajiga's sake, he doesn't sort of fall apart and feel like he needs to rush in, because in the previous 2 rounds, and even before that when he was playing against Katana, part of why he looked so good is that he was not rushing in. He was just content to walk up, find a range where he was comfortable, hang out for a little bit, walk up again. In that round, I think we saw a lot more activity. I'd like to see him settle a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he's also got another, at the very least, another variation that he's considering here. Batsy Pew Pew. It was working out in certain moments, like if he would hit the high gunshot, he would go for Batsy Pew Pew, you know, to stop all the Oki options from Wazinator. But right now he's really considering just re-upping and going right into the same variation. I honestly, I would rather see Joker utilize any other ability. I mean, even if it's the super jump ability. I don't know if he's got it equipped or ready to go, but no, he's sticking it out. He's sticking it out. I don't see it working. I mean, again, it got him some things, but you know, you do it on Waz's wake up after he gets knocked down and Joker's super plus. All right, big deal. I block 4 things. I take a little bit of chip. It's not dynamic in my opinion. It's not, you know, make or break, so to speak, for this matchup. You know, obviously, Bajiga is the impressive player, way talented.
That was 2 offensive bars just like that for a little bit of pressing the opponent backwards and a little bit of chip afterward. Okay, high shots. It does hit really high up. It's coming anyway. Yeah. All right, teleport out early. But again, that means that if now Joker escapes, there's going to be so much damage that she cannot escape. Like this. Oh, yes. Chooses not to spend the KB instead. It's just going to be regular old good damage. Regular old good 350.
No KB required at all. I mean, he had the bar, so he wanted to use it. I definitely agree with it. And that's what Laz was picking up on. He that's what he did before, as I mentioned it, getting hit with the high shot and then going to the pew pew. But this time, Laz said, "I'm not going to delay wake up. I'm going to jump, teleport, and full punish." I don't think this ability is going to help in this matchup whatsoever.
Ooh, the shimmy attempt, but Bajiga does not at all care about that. Look at the time now, 24 on the clock, and interrupts with the fantastic button that Cetrion's got. It's gonna be the round for Waz. So again,
What a challenge. Like, to get in between those two hits, it was so, like, there's almost no time in there. If Waz pressed that button like 2 frames later, I think he would have gotten stuff clean, like no problem. But Waz was so confident in it, so confident in the call out. Oh man, no! It's just
causing in the air.
Combo. Just getting you full comboed. I don't like it. I don't see it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, he is certainly rushing a little bit now. We're not seeing flawless blocks on the boulders. Oh, he may have tried there and there. But yeah, he's running into all this stuff. Some of these are unforced errors. Cetrion would love you to just block, so she'd be plus after boulder. But if you get hit, even better. What an anti-air on the wall, and Waz just looks great right now. And Bajiga, I am concerned for. I want him to slow down in some of these situations, and he just hasn't. And I'm absolutely with you as well, that Batsy Pew Pew is not the go-to pick.
No, it worked like once or twice, and by work I mean it made Waz block 4 shots. But after that, he's like, nope, that's it, not happening anymore. Unless there's a specific setup that I just don't know about, where you can end a juggle into a cancel into the Batsy Pew Pew. But then from there, of course, you have options like forward roll or fully invulnerable up 3s.
Gonna be
get that ability off the ground. Yeah.
This is the decision here for Bajiga. This is the decision right here. We know Waz is, of course, locked into Cetrion. Bajiga has left the game.
He made quite a statement, I think, when he beat Waz the second time. I think he was feeling himself. Now we're on the completely other aspect of that, of like an all-time high to like, ooh, this hurts. This is maybe he's gonna go change something. Maybe he has to change a controller, something. It could be that. We're gonna figure out what's going on because
he's gonna change the loadout that he's got, which you have to go back to.
You're right.
Customized for.
Maybe he doesn't have the Joker ability that he has in mind again for this specific matchup, where you want to keep the box.
Yeah. It seems like a stretch. I don't know. I'm just making it up. You have
no. But let's say
only so many things.
That's true. Okay, let's say you're playing Baraka and you're like, oh, there's this one move that I know about, but I don't really know how to equip it with what. And then, it doesn't come to you until you're, looks like it was
okay. So he just said it was an accident because he thought that was already 3 that he had lost. He thought it was over. That's all. It's not. So we're gonna get him back in. Just a mistake, unfortunately. That is though a tough tell because it's a sign that you're thinking that you're already defeated before you are. And it's pretty tough to come back from that mentally. Waz is here now, having tied it up 2-2, after having been at match point from the opponent. There was a round in which Bajiga had the advantage and had the round up, and if he had just completed that, would have won. And Waz has battled back, so Waz is showing that he's got that fortitude. I'd love to see it from his opponent here, but it's looking rough. It's looking rough. It's
a tough mentality to break from. To speak more of like what you were, alluding to, and you've seen this, time and time again, not just in, these games, but all competitive games in general. Like, once you start thinking like I lost, because sometimes it happens not necessarily at the end of a game, but sometimes people will think that like, oh man, I just got hit by Liu Kang's forward 4-3 and I'm in the corner. I lost. Like I've said that to myself so many times. Like, that's it. I'm done. I'm checked out, and it's hard to come back from the mentality. And I think he can do it, though. Maybe he did utilize this time to go and equip a different ability for Joker, not go for the.
So it turns out that Waz also got booted. So although he apparently, our intel is that he thought he lost. It may have actually been that was a coincidence and that both players got dropped just because of something, whatever on the internet happened. I don't know. In any case, everybody, here's the final game of losers finals to try to get into grand finals, where Shazzy's already hanging out, and we are seeing Liu Kang instead of Joker this time. Well, can he make it happen?
I was gonna say I want to see a little bit more challenging here. Oh, hold on a second! Great breakaway to get past those wins and get Cetrion on that recovery. And now this is where we've seen, Bajiga score big, specifically on this map too, on this exact stage in the corner. But Waz wants nothing to do with it. If he's got 2 bars, he is getting out of dodge, no problem. An easy purchase there for some safety. Big rock wall, amplified, does get blocked, but Bajiga just kind of waiting for, the opportunity. Thought that the amplified earthquake was coming, but instead Waz mixing it up just a little bit here, and the big wall stops the flying kick. How unfortunate here for Bajiga. Bajiga trying to get that sweep. It is a little bit slow, but it does reach pretty far.
He's really moving in now. He's got the knockdown. Waz is in a bit of trouble, dashes in, tries for the shimmy, no dice. Bajiga just patient, as we have often seen. And now life lead here for Bajiga. Remember, there is a teleport as well for Waz. So Bajiga's not trying to be caught off guard. The grab, and it's not enough yet. It's not enough yet. Dash forward, wall is enough, and Waz is at match point after having been down to Bajiga's match point 2 games ago.
Round 2. Fight.
Nearly 3 at this point. You see the jump, nothing came that time.
Tossing rocks and just kind of, Waz is just kind of establishing full control here, amplifying that rock wall that keep Liu Kang, and recognizing that empty jump. Maybe it was Liu Kang looking for something to block, something unsafe, but right here, a hit confirmed from Bajiga, hitting that amplified. Wait, what? It hit behind him. It hit behind him. It hit behind him, and it led to a crushing blow.
Like, not just that, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to command grab and didn't get it, and it was the biggest happy mistake ever. Okay, flawless block, maybe.
How do you convert that? How do you see that? And you're like, oh, I know how to convert.
Trying to threaten, he's got the fatal, and Bajiga understands the threat. He will not press anything if he doesn't need to. Lost back and forth, dancing here. Can he find one more hit? Grab. Out of the corner just in case. He'd love to just chip away. Can he get it? He does! It's Waz with the complete comeback. From down match point of Bajiga to his own victory, just like that, in 3 straight games.
And all it took was a lowly Cetrion pick with some of the best abilities in the game. That's all it took. That's all it took, David.
That's all. That and a lot of mental fortitude, and his opponent. What Waz had to say again was that he felt Bajiga's very strong, but he also says that he's pretty new to the scene. He's only shown up in Mortal Kombat 11. Played online for months and months. Late last year, showed up to a few locals, did pretty well. Obviously, that hasn't happened in a while. But he is a relatively recent player compared to many. Already has had this kind of play up there. So, look, it would have been great for him if he had been able to get into grand finals. It's surely what he wanted. Not going to happen this time. That's Waz with the poise, with the experience to get through a tough situation like that. But I also think it's really good for Bajiga to see that there is already this level of play for somebody who has been playing less than many other players already at a really high level. And, in the matches we saw from him, as I would say just about everything we've seen today, there's just a really good look for the future of a scene and strong new players and showing off to the world on NRS Esports tonight that they are very strong. So Waz moves on, but again, congrats to everybody else. He's the sole Australian who mixed it into grand finals versus the New Zealand player of Shazzy. The rest of the Aussie scene, I think, should still be very happy with how things went.
Yeah, no, they definitely should, and they should be very, proud of what they were able to showcase. Everyone from Australia, everyone from that Oceania region should be proud that they got to see some of their best players doing what they love to do. And being a new player, you go through a lot of growing pains. So, Bajiga, I know you're you might be super emo right now, but you learn to deal with the feelings. You learn to control those oh, I lost, I'm out of it, no problem, though. And a lot of very impressive plays, especially the victory before the losers finals. So what are we seeing here for grand finals, David? What do you
Okay, well, Swazi is going to go into the Johnny that we've seen from him most of the time, and he's been really, really strong with. In fact, this is the Johnny that got him through his opponent now in winners finals, right? But it's for Waz going to be Cetrion. This is a player who I asked him, which characters are we going to see from you tonight? He said maybe Frost. He said Jade. He did not say Cetrion. He didn't say Katana either, and those have been the last two characters we've seen from him. So now the idea is to try to control as much space versus Swazi as he can.
Oh, did you see that punish? And that was also meter management. Swazi knew that Waz didn't have the ability to amplify that rock wall, so he said, I know I have to press buttons right here. As soon as she's done pulling up this wall, here comes my foot right into her face. Definitely a good trade here for Swazi, but Wazinator getting a better exchange of it here. Now that actually wasn't a punish. It looked like it said reversal counter. We're not sure what Waz was doing. More than likely, he was backdashing because Cetrion's backdash. It has to be one of the best in this game. Good flawless box minimize the chip damage. Oh my god, he's jumping in a lot, and it's just not paying off. Oh. That was fast enough to get in there. Back throw? Did he give him the back throw?
The corner. Definitely, yeah. And now, okay, hanging on. Out of the corner, though, in essence. That is some damage, yes, but boy, that is exactly where Waz wanted to be, and it's where he's very happy to start this next round.
He was so willing to just throw out Shadow Kick. He just did it. It's unsafe on whiff. It's unsafe on block. I mean, maybe he thought that Waz was going to backdash because that's what Cetrion's doing half the time, but that is a dangerous spot to be in there. Earth-shaking from that, or earth-quaking from that close. Especially against a player who's still on point. Right now, Waz with a beautiful whiff punish, leaving him in a standing position, trying to go with a little tricky mix here, canceling out of there, backdashing, and trying to get him to bite onto something. But Wazzy showing a little bit of, restraint here, not trying to bite after everything he's thrown.
Oh, is this a chance? No, not there.
Good block of the overhead there.
Yeah, Johnny's out just like that, taking damage here and there, and that's gonna be it. Yeah, it's gonna cost some life always to get back in on Cetrion. A little bit of chip here and there, especially with quick, and he just no longer had that. So game one goes to Waz. Now, Waz does need to win 3 out of 5, then another 3 out of 5. It's a pretty long road ahead, but the way that game went was basically good for him. I mean, I'm thinking back to maybe one of the key moments being when Swazi threw Waz out of the corner in that pressure situation, and then I think immediately felt like, oh, that was actually not great for me, and tried the Johnny kick, right? He immediately came in with the chase and got punished for it, and I felt like that was a big swing moment that maybe Swazi would like to have back. I'd like to see him try to control that corner more, even if, look, maybe the opponent techs, right? Maybe they tech your grab and you maintain corner control. You've done, I think, 10 damage now is what they've lowered it to on just the initial bit before the actual softening of the throw. But you are still where you need to be versus somebody like Cetrion.
But it's also very frustrating that, like, even when you throw her in the corner, if she's got those 2 bars, she can amplify teleport out of there, and she is pretty much safe. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? So it looks like Swazi's changing up the costume just a little bit here. Goes for some kind of challenge, and does hit Cetrion here out of the sky. Tries to go for a throw, but Wazinator was ready with a duck here. Didn't want to budge, and just kind of predicted the throw as soon as he got close to in that range. And that's a safe assumption, especially considering how far advancing Johnny Cage's buttons are. All this block here
the screen fireballs here. He had the arcing ones before. Okay, yep. You know that Waz wants to get out of the corner. Here it is. Waz not quite there.
Beautiful throw tech. Possibly a back throw, more than likely. And not going to be a chip avoided situation because he didn't have that second full defensive bar, but instead only had one, so only able to block one extra thing after being technically chipped out. Rising Star does hit successfully, and again, Swazi overcommitting there a little too early on that throw, or not anticipating the delay wake up. A little tough to see this late into the night, but we are trying here. Oh, big rock wall, okay. A throw tech. He's on point. Swazi is 100% on point. I mean, the mistakes are happening here and there, but the throw techs, the reactions, I see it all.
I love how these straight shots are working out for him rather than the arc. That's really been important so far. And he does take the risk. Slowly trying to chase. And just like that, Waz has the full screen yet again. The bouncing boulder. No, you cannot take that trade right now. Swazi's in big trouble again. You're gonna take a little bit of life here and there coming in, and he comes in trying for the kick. No dice.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about that shadow kick is even if he did hit it, the shadow kick pretty much puts your opponent at full screen. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm still really far away, and you have to get in all over again. So, I mean, matchup-wise, like, I don't know if this is the right pick. I don't main any of these two characters, so I don't have a fun time playing Cetrion at all. So I can't imagine Johnny Cage having an easy time. Down fours, okay. Trying to take advantage of the fact that he is super duper plus on hit. Oh God, Raz
away his block.
He was willing. He was willing to jump.
Speaking of, just got the bar. He just had the offensive bar that was so close. He waited for the roll. Let's go, Swazi, and he evens it up 1-1. That was beautiful. He called out the roll. Super sick.
So confident.
Frames at the end of it to seal it for even matches.
I mean, he even he didn't even move. He hit Waz, he ended the combo, and he said, "I'm gonna stay right here. I'm going to wait patiently because you are going to forward roll. And if you don't forward roll, whatever, I'm not overextending. I'm not taking any risk." And I love to see gameplay like that. You know, sometimes people get really caught up in, you know, Oki situations in the Oki moment where they feel like, I got to do something. I got to go for low. I got to go for overhead. I got to go for throw. Sometimes you got to just go for nothing. Sometimes just wait. Just wait it out. And right there, Swazi showing a great example of that. Waiting it out, punishing that forward roll, reacting to it, recognizing that that's what he needed to do to win in that scenario, thus win in this round. And Waz is sticking it out here with Cetrion. I mean, I don't think he's not playing games anymore. No Jade, no Frost. Like, he's got to go super full-blown Cetrion here. What? Did he just hit that? Did he just hit that? The only way that comes out is if it's first hit or if it's from the dash cancel fatal blow, but the hitbox on that thing is so awful. Even when they fixed it, it's still an awful hitbox. Why did that work? I mean, wow. I feel like Swazi just won the whole tournament right there.
Just give him the points. Just give him the points. Absolutely right. First place gets 350 points. Second place gets 260 points. That's a pretty big swing. Give those extra 90s over to Swazi for that one.
That was insane. Who does that? Who does that? Why?
All right.
Okay. Let's relax.
We're gonna try to move on. Yeah, I know, but that was
relax. So relax. Swazi's a god. That's it. Okay. Right now he's not looking like.
There's no offensive bar here for Waz. But just a quick second wall does it.
Unfortunate that I didn't get to see what... I mean, he took off half his life bar, and then he got nothing else after that. Like,
Yeah,
then it was
right.
Waz just saying like, all right, cool. You want to hit me with that stupid gimmick? All right, fine. I'll just play solid the rest of this round, and you're not getting anything.
That's still how it is right now. As Waz out, he tries to run, coming in. Yeah.
That down four doing a lot for Wazenator right now. He's doing a good job of like spacing it out, you know, hitting it at max range. And again, she doesn't really have to do anything, you know, super risky. She could throw up rock wall if she's close enough, or she could just back off. That's what she wants to be anyway.
Really actually teleported him out of the air for good damage into the reset, and right back to where Waz wants to be, the hit and run style that for him has always been strong. Regardless of character that he uses, it's always this kind of play style that he prefers. He's really making it work right now. As Cetrion's too far, and Waz capitalizes. 2-1.
You know, right now what I'm seeing from these last 3 games, the one where Swazi won, a little tight. Like, it was close. He had to really work for it. You know, good reads, phenomenal reads after, you know, one after another. Where, like, with Waz's victory is a little bit less dynamic, a little bit more static, just Cetrion staying back, you know, doing what she does best. It's definitely not getting in and getting damage. It's more about just doing, you know, applying a little bit of damage, spreading it out there, little by little, hit by hit, whether that's from chip, whether that's, you know, boulders that you weren't expecting, or rising rock walls that you didn't see coming, or just getting tricky with amplify or no amplify. That's pretty much what Cetrion does, and it's just stay back, use that backdash, which has to be the best backdash in the game. But Swazi could do it. If he won one game, he could definitely win the next 2. I think it's just a little tougher. And not only that, but he also has to start thinking about, you know, end game. We're talking about this not being over if Waz wins one more match. We have another set, a set where Waz is free to pick a different character because it's a whole new set. So it really depends on, you know, where Swazi's mindset is. Is he thinking now, or is he thinking later?
Well, the way it's going right now, it's going to be tough to even do it later.
Yeah. No, it's pure momentum here from Waz. If you're looking at the scoreboard, pure momentum. But that's not really Cetrion's playstyle. That's not really Waz's playstyle for the most part. He doesn't like to take risks. Right there, nice mid, leading right into some good combo damage. 20% into a restand, not bad at all, given that you get some free buttons afterwards, or a sneaky little throw.
Okay.
Stopping the boulders.
Not there. The punish comes. No offensive bar. Lucky moment, but Waz is there for the punish immediately afterwards. Grab. Oh, it's only gonna mean that she's further away. Oh my god! No! And ready for the throw. Hold on a second as Swazi's in! Using the glasses the way you actually see him this time. And not only with the W in that round, but also trying to contain Cetrion in the corner. She does have 2 defensive bars, which she's skedaddle. Maybe tried.
Possibly tried, especially when they take to the air. They love to teleport up there. You know, you're not really expecting it, and there's so many different windows where she can actually do it. So he's got to be very mindful of that. Well, Waz, you know, looking like he's trying to just stand his ground, not really trying to rely on that, just trying to, you know, outspace him, you know, maneuver him here in this side of the corner. Oh god, those are mid to mid.
Is exactly where that Deadly Winds leaves you. You know, it's you get left at such a comfortable Cetrion spot. Although to be fair, it's a spot where Johnny is typically pretty comfortable too. Trying to chase a backdash, and now those defensive bars spent. She's out of the corner, and it's Swazi on the chase. Already with Fatal available to him, that cancels available to him. Waz, maybe knowing that, Waz takes the grab. Get away.
Little eruption here. Okay. Oh man.
Oh, he was looking for the breakaway. What a
break.
And Waz, who ducks and in there. And he's gonna spend the fatal blow. She's the character who's not gonna deal a lot of damage in that situation. So, fatal blow instead. Oh man, even there, where Swazi chased from one side of the stage to the other, Waz, by doing that, you know, not just taking the round, but also ending up way outside of the corner, which is great for him as well. This is reset point for Waz here.
And oh man, that decision to go for throw, that has haunted Swazzy so many times here. And I don't know if it was from the delayed wake up. I don't know if Waz just called it out perfectly.
He's got to chill. He's got to chill. He is running.
It's so hard to chill when Cetron is throwing everything at you. Lasers, rocks.
I'm telling you what he's got to do. I'm not telling you I know how to do it either.
She's shaking the air. She's literally shaking the earth under you. You are not safe.
Find this moment, the block on kick, and here's Waz. Resetting the bracket, so effectively sending Swazzy to losers, and now we're gonna play one more set of 3 out of 5. Whoever wins that is gonna win week 1 of the Oceania region for Mortal Kombat Pro competition this year.
That's right, that's right. They're going to secure some good amount of points. But again, it's not over till it's over. We are in the grand finals here. The bracket has been reset. Swazzy run the first set against Wazinator in the winners finals, and right now Waz tying up the score, running it back here. Doesn't matter what the final game score is. All that matters is the individual sets, the individual 3 out of 5s here. So now we're going down to a final 3 out of 5 between Swazzy and Wazinator. No more extra lives, no more extra tournament. Elimination is right here. Winner gets first place. Loser gets second place. Still a lot of points, and a good way to kind of solidify, or mostly solidify, a good spot here for the end of this tournament series here. This is just the first week, guys. If you're just joining us, make sure you hit that follow button here on the NRS Twitch channel, and make sure you guys are following NRS Esports on Twitter so you guys are up to date on not just what's going on here in Oceania, but all over the world. So many different qualifiers, so many different events, all amazing stuff brought to you by the powers that do this the best here, making sure we all get some incredible content.
Yeah, maybe if you watch enough of it, you guys in the chat who were complaining about Cetron so much will learn a little bit more about how to play the game. So Waz now, after the reset, puts himself in a good spot on screen. We're back to arcing force balls here rather than the straight shot. Did you see what else the change for Swazzy?
I didn't. I gotta get into the habit of looking at the load screen, because usually you're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll figure it out.
Right? Yeah. I'm waiting to see the variation name like you could before, but that just doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't. So it looks like this variation name is called Wiz. I don't know if that's a shot at Wazinator or not. Maybe he's making fun of his name, or maybe that's some kind of other joke, but I'll take it as an insult right now, and Waz is not too happy about that, leaving him in a standing position, forcing all this chip. Now the arcing fireballs here from Johnny Cage, very good max range, but not so great really up close, as it usually does arc and turn into a really slow high. But from full range, mid, I think it's really
out of there. For Cetron, I mean, she can't escape in that way, but that means that if you hit her again soon, she's just gonna melt. 15 on the clock, as Swazzy needs to try to move forward here. The bouncing boulder, the earthquake. There could be another moment as he's running out of time. He knows it too. You know what? If he just keeps Cetron in this corner, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. You better not have thrown him out. Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay.
He's thrown her out so many times, again, just to kind of like show a little too much respect for the player, but right here, decides to keep her in the corner, decides to keep her forward.
Oh my Waz, who then spends again those defensive bars for the hit confirmed. Just like that, he's got to mount his way back in. The arc gets her out of it again. And in damage, that's okay. That's about even, but he's already down in life, so trades like that are not going to cut it.
No, definitely not going to cut it. Definitely not going to be enough. Oh, he was able to counter. Didn't get hit successfully, but Swazzy just kind of, I feel like he pressed that button, but he didn't commit. He didn't say, like, this is going to hit. He just kind of threw it in there with the mentality it's going to be some kind of stagger. I'd like to see him utilize some interactable, but again, Waz just get the teleport out. I mean, he's working hard. He's trying to get her closer to the corner, inch by inch, foot by foot, and she's getting there, and then she teleports out. But she's got those bars. She's spending them, and she says, hold this backdash, You can't do anything about this. And
But that's not even
look,
right? Like, Johnny definitely can do the shadow kick, right? If you call the moment for when she does escape, like right there at the end, that wasn't the defensive bar's escape. That was actually just the close teleport. It was regular teleport.
yes,
That doesn't
yes,
cost me.
regular
It was
teleport.
just the moment that Swazi didn't expect it. So Waz is making these choices at times that Swazi isn't expecting them, and that's why they're working.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what, you know, your full screen characters, your full screen zoners, that's what they do. They're not just mindlessly throwing, you know, projectiles at you. They're trying to time them. You can't get too predictable because, you know, characters do have options for it. It looks like Swazi's going for Geras here. Let's pay attention to the loadout this time, David.
Right, yeah.
So we got Beta Spikes. Yeah, Sand Pillar,
He does
and
not have the command grab. He has the Sand Pillar, so anti-zoning. He has Quicksand, which I believe is the one that leaves you close afterward. I think that's the down back one that leaves you close. So he's got the ability to like semi-zone and also counter-zone.
Yeah, definitely counter zoning is what you're going to be looking for. But I think it's just the difficult part is making sure that Quicksand is going to hit in the right spot, because it doesn't auto track. You have to specifically put it in those ranges, and that's not the easiest thing to do if you don't main this character. So I'm seeing a lot of unfamiliarity here in terms of like movement and sand placement from Swazi. I don't know how often he plays Geras, but right now it's getting definitely getting worked on here. As Waz is just in full control. He says, "Cool, you want to try to get a Quicksand? I will chip you little by little. I have Earthquake, I have Jump Laser, I have everything I need to deal with you."
Round 2.
On the plus side, I think that the Crushing Blow is ready now because we've had a couple of whiffed down back ones. Opportunity.
Yeah, could definitely see this as a silver lining here. It does lead into some good momentum, some good damage. Drops the forward knee there.
Waz just movement heavy on his wake up, you know? He's done a lot of rolls, he's done a lot of jumps. Right now, he's under the earth about to take this extra damage right back into the corner. So Swazi now has a chance to pressure up close, yes. Confirmed. Is there going to be a break? No, you would rather hold on to the defensive bar to escape. Okay, that's a choice for Waz.
The bold call out here with the back throw, knowing that, you know, Swazi is a little too, not trying to take any kind of risk here and holding on to that block button for dear life. Tries to hit that up too, but it just barely whiffs. Hits the down forward Quicksand, and that definitely does not combo, but a lot of people are usually trying to challenge after some down pokes because down pokes don't combo into any special moves, even if the frame data adds up into it. Switching sides, going right into the Beta Spikes, amplifying it, trying to get a breaker there as Geras' Quicksand is his armor-breaking move. Not the easiest thing to hit, though.
Here we go. He's going to spend it. No.
It's not.
Maybe I was wrong. He didn't whip that many. I really thought he had.
Flawless block to minimize that pushback and minimize that chip damage. Trying to throw up the pillars to stop Cetron from establishing laser pressure. Now Swazi, pretty good control here. Tries to go for the throw, but it's a little too predictable here as Waz just ducks under that and says, "Stop it. Stop it right now."
Huge defensive read. Puts Waz back now at this range where he'd love to be. We've had only one successful Quicksand in this whole match. Talk about Waz being so good at his moments to pick these times to zone that he has not been predictable at all with getting Quicksanded, which is not easy. It's not easy to do that. No, it's not gonna cut it either. It's Waz 2-0 here.
It's very easy to fall into like certain patterns, but Waz has been doing a good job of not doing that, fighting certain urges and just kind of, you know, being in the mindset to play against his opponent. And right now, Waz on tournament match point here. He's got to win one more game, and that's going to be the second set for him. That's going to be the second defeat for Swazi. So Swazi's got to kick it up a notch. I mean, Johnny Cage didn't work. Geras was getting somewhere. Geras was definitely getting somewhere. I doubted it during that first round, but he was able to make incredible comebacks, able to secure, you know, his own round, very decisive. I don't know. I don't know what else Swazi knows how to play. I don't know if he's got a Sub-Zero. I know sometimes people feel like Sub-Zero deals with Cetrion very well. Those people are usually down players of Cetrion, so I don't know how true that can be, but that is what I've heard. That Sub-Zero's amplified Ice Ball does go through a lot of the things that she tries. And it leads into a full combo, and it leads into a good situation for Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Will he do it?
He's thinking about it.
Okay, yep. That's what it is.
We see his loadout.
He's locked into this. Yeah, we've got to pay attention to that for sure. I'm sure there's a deep freeze on it.
Gotta be.
Fight Ice Ball. Yes, and Air Polar Axe. That makes sense as well as a way to maybe attack if there's an earthquake under you or something like that, right? Or freeze yourself, or stop yourself in the air, I should say, if she does an air laser, something like that. I do like that as an extra little bit here. But he has to win 3 straight games to take this thing. He's going to run it back on Sub-Zero or not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
He has the slide as well, so he can very quickly move. It's a risk, obviously, but it's something that is just, we saw him try it with Johnny.
Yeah. And then, the slide, if it does whiff, it kind of acts like a more mobile move to get you in there. Because it's a very, very tough thing to punish on whiff. Clipping the tippy tip of Cetrion's toes right at the bottom of those very strange looking heels. Able to get a good combo here, but Waz is out of dodge, but not too far away. Tries to go for the overhead, and it gets blocked.
This has been amazing. It hasn't come up super often because mostly he's been in control of the stage, but when he has been up close, when Swazi has had pressure, he's had fantastic defense. Look at this blocking here. Those are not going to be nearly as much damage as the low. Oh, Swazi, can he find it? Yes.
What a comeback. What a comeback here from Swazi on the brink of death, the brink of defeat here, and he is writing a new book here for his comeback. His comeback is happening here. I can feel it. Straight 3-0, reverse 3-0 with none other than Sub-Zero. He's going to forward to his way to victory here. He's going to commit to some good buttons, some good jump-ins, and some crazy flies.
He definitely did. He said that this character was his main when I asked him which characters to expect from him. First time we're seeing it here. Jumps over. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting out of the air axe. Look at this. I really like the movement. He's been able to force his way in quite a few times. Waz actually walking forward first. Keep in mind how many things he's gone for.
You see the confidence there and that walk forward? Like, just no way you're pressing anything. Oh, he's going to do forward again? No. Big jump in one.
Not so anymore. It's the damage. No more fatal.
Just a down 2 out of nowhere? Just a down 2 out of nowhere.
This is also really nice as well for Swazi that Sub's forward throw actually does maintain pressure for him, and guess what? He's got a game. Finally, it has been a while. And he looked a lot better. He really did. That Ice Ball, the Deep Freeze, made it so that a lot of what Waz would like to do just wasn't an option, really. Now the question is, though, what do you think Waz is going to do? Are we going to see more Cetrion? Are we going to see Jade? Are we going to see Frost?
I don't know, man. I mean,
we did see him pick Frost before versus a sub.
That's true, and he did a really good job against whose Frost was that? I think that wasn't in Winners Final.
Sub-Zero.
That was before, though. It was maybe his first match before that one.
Was that?
I remember
that happened in the first match of the Winners Finals. Maybe this is the same character pick that we're seeing now.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that is what happened. No. I don't remember. But he's going Jade. Either way. He's going so it looks like he has Airglaive, the low. I forget what the dance is called. Never mind. We're going Frost.
Helia's dance. Oh no, it's going to be Frost. Let us know here. And keep in mind as well that when I asked Swazi for his quote, what do you want us to say on your behalf to the stream? He said, buff sub.
Buff
sub.
I don't know, buddy. I think this character is doing all right.
We saw what Sub just did to Cetrion, and I don't know about that one.
This is a variation of Frost that I think we've seen each time so far from Waz. So he goes in here, he's got the shield, he's got the auger, he's got the extra damage potential from the microburst.
regular back throw here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just starting off real nice and simple here. Wazenator poking back with down fours. And again, just like you said before, he is so confident about throwing out that shield. Even though that shield stops nothing but projectiles, it's just kind of like a way for like telling his opponent, like, go ahead, swing, press something, because I'm going to try to counter it here at the neutral. I was feeling real confident here with this Frost pick. The Augur is going right into it for a crushing blow.
Okay, out of the sky, Swazi would have, but just great breakaway time there by Waz. No.
I thought he was going to be able to slide before that.
Okay, here we go. Swazi would love to maintain this corner. If he could, no, he was maybe a little too patient. Is that a back throw? No, actually, but look, Waz is at tournament point here. Again, first place gets 350 points. Second place gets 260. That's a big change right here in this long season that we have here in the MKPK this year.
I mean, this is just the beginning, folks. So a lot of regions still haven't had their tournament. Again, be on the lookout because a lot of great things are happening. Breaking away. Oh man, Augur is going to be able to convert in some good damage. Backing off and trying to utilize those very long-range pokes, which is definitely one of the better things about Frost. A lot of down fours coming out of Swazi as he's just trying to, keep Frost blocking low, maybe trying to condition her to block low so he can open up for the forward two. That could have been
just like that. So the forward two does come up. Swazi does get close enough. It's not going to matter as much, but Waz may not give him that chance. Just got breakaway. Doesn't matter. Waz only needs chip, but forward throw again leaves you close. So here's Swazi. Overhead, yes! He needs more. He needs more. Oh no! Oh no for Swazi. Not at all the combo route